All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before we put some music on, let's just recap from yesterday. So day 2, now we're going to do the technique. So we talked about, I think identity was one of the central points. So now I'm going to show you, and we're going to implement, using a creative art process, the technique I mentioned yesterday is that I practice, how to deploy an activating state of consciousness, like I referred to as flowering, to expand awareness in order to be creative, resolve challenges. So we'll spend 5 minutes, I'll explain the technique to you, and then the rest of the time will be in practice of it, because information alone doesn't acquire the ability to do something, right? You could read books on bicycling, but until you get on the bicycle, that's when you really learn how to ride it. So I'll tell you the technique, and then we're going to deploy it. And if you have questions throughout the process, you can ask me anything you want, okay?
Okay.
I'll just recap that when I referred to our identity, when you asked me about Armenian diaspora yesterday, and I kind of gave a visual of a pyramid, and I said, let's put that at the top, the Armenianness. For today now, I'll take it one step further, and we'll say maybe we put at the very top our humanity. So that we're going to expand our identity even beyond our Armenianness. It'll be included in us, but we're going to go beyond. And maybe we can say that that will acquire perhaps an opportunity for insight in solving problems or finding vision. Remember we were talking, there's a great quote about, without a vision, a society perishes. So this is the technique I'm going to share with you that I use to deploy vision. And that skill set can be deployed in any aspect of society. Today we're going to use it in a creative artistic modality, but this technique could be used in politics, could be used in business, could be used in accounting, could be used in medicine, right? A dentist who discovers a new protocol or is able to look outside the box, may create a new technique to healing, to solving problems in politics or business, whatever it is. Okay, so that's the idea. And as Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So this essentially is a way for us to flower a certain state of wisdom, okay? So you can have all the intelligence in the world and do really stupid things, right? Like drop bombs and do terrible things, but you have great intelligence to build and use this stuff. So we want wisdom so that we have the awareness to make proper decisions in life. So this technique, I'm going to give you the idea, the protocol of it, and this is a wisdom flourishing technique, okay, an awareness flourishing technique. There's 3 components to you. Let's look at it this way. And by the way, everything I say and tell you, don't believe me.
Okay.
But don't disbelieve me either. The idea of a good student would be you stay open. You absorb, you listen, and then in your own time, apply it and see what works for you or what doesn't work for you, okay? But don't be judgmental during the process and believe completely or disbelieve, either way, okay? Just stay open. That's one guidal point I'll tell you. So let's refer to you and your life and your body as a vehicle. And we want you to be able to guide this vehicle where you want it to go in your life, in your journey. There's 3 components. There's the physical part, that's your body. I have a mechanical process for that. There's 21 steps. I didn't invent it. It was given to me by a master that goes back 2,000 years. So we're going to skip that today because it's 21 breathing movement exercises designed to calibrate your physical system from fingertip down to the toe. Okay? But for now, there's your body, and the one thing I want you to be aware of, okay, is this part of your body, right 2 inches below your belly button. We're going to call that your well. Like a gas tank is where you put gas. This is your well. Okay, so there's a little bit of a physical, mechanical component. And just when we're going through whatever we're doing today, when you remember, be conscious when you breathe in through your nose, not from your mouth, in through your nose, to pull it, if you can, down to here. Okay, and then you exhale from your mouth. This is how babies breathe. If you want to see this, look at a newborn baby. You'll see they breathe from here. As we grow older, we become shallow breathers. So this is critical. Learn to retrain yourself to breathe from here. Even, we can be self-conscious in this modern society about laying our belly. We have to overcome that. This is important. That's one. Okay, you learn to breathe from here, physical part. And you're acquiring electromagnetic energy. I won't get too much into it, okay? Life force energy, okay? That's in everything and everywhere, okay? We won't get complicated about that. The head, this is the electrical point. So we were talking about that yesterday. The idea is to keep it open, okay? So when we're drawing, you said earlier, what did you say yesterday? You said, oh, that's not a medium I'm very comfortable with, right? I'm not, maybe don't have much experience. So there's your identity. Mm-hmm. That identity now is holding you in the limitation, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So in this context, we're going to use this technique to expand beyond that identity, right? Now, why is that identity, where is it held? In a definition you have in your mind about you. So for this process, we're going to let go of it. It can surface in your mind, but don't cherish it. Don't hold it. Just stay open. So that's the head. Thoughts come and go, but we don't need them. But what we're going to do, we're not going to require your thinking. That could be radical for you to hear. Okay, that's the thoughts, the electrical component. Okay? The other element, the third. So we have physical, 1. 2, your thoughts. Okay? Third is the heart. The heart, same thing, open. Now, what's an open heart? What does that mean? Well, if you've ever had a relationship end, you may know what a closed heart feels like. When there's pain and suffering and felt emotionally in the heart, what does the heart do? It may close down to protect itself. So now we're going to practice to keep the heart open in a state of resonance. Now the heart is our magnetic. This could be interesting words. What? I never heard the heart is magnetic. Imagine your heart is your compass. Unobstructed by your conditioning, what you learned, the traumas, the conditioning, the beliefs you may have been raised to think. Mind you, if we can let go of that, right, because that influences our compass, then our compass will settle into your intuitive, innate potentials, right? Because you're going to do what? You're going to follow your heart. What's that? Why would you do that? Because it's guiding you towards what? Something that could be associated with the word love. What is this love frequency? Open. What does that mean? Think of a hose, a garden hose. If you restrict the hose, tension. Why tension? Anger. Why tension? Anxiety, fear, tension. Why? Thought, interpretation of a situation. So the idea is to what? Breathe from here. On the exhale, you relax, you let go. Trust being in a fluid state. This is what we're going to practice, and we're going to do it in a fun way. We're going to make art using this. Then you go home in your life and you practice this when you're at the supermarket. You can practice this while you're at school. You can practice this doing so. The more you learn to relax and keep open the mind, so when you feel tension, you'll know, I'm interpreting. Let go. Let the heart settle. Remember I was telling you yesterday, the debris, shake the debris in a glass of water, but if you relax it, it'll settle, and then you get clarity. So an open mind will essentially give you clarity. Then your heart will not be obstructed by those interpretations, and it will give you intuition. You'll be able to feel intuitively. You're becoming sensitive. You'll feel it, and you go. Okay? That's it. These are the 3 components. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So, as you know, and maybe you don't know this, I don't have a plan.
Okay.
Come with me. We're going to co-create now. Okay? And I'm thinking, because I have this surface, this will be the top surface. We're going to use this, okay?
Okay.
Feel free at any time to grab this camera and be creative. Now, you don't have to think about it, but if an intuition comes, follow it, okay? We're co-creating here. So there's no hierarchy, okay? student, teacher, teacher, student, we're in an equal state here, okay? So you don't look to me as someone who's going to tell you what to do. You're not like the apprentice, okay? Where you're a co-creator with me right now. Does that make sense? Because you want to have as much fun as I'm going to have. step back from the journey